Hey, what's up, everybody? It's KBR Sports, the best sports talk show of your 24-hour day. I'm your host, Brendan Abbott, with my two co-hosts. To my left is Rashad Pennell. To my right is Colin Lewis. We're coming back to y'all after a week-long spring break, a break that was well needed. Very blessed one. Very blessed. Very blessed. Very blessed. How did y'all enjoy y'all spring breaks, Colin? Let me hear how you enjoyed yours. What did you do on spring break, bro?
I just volunteered at the local Boys and Girls Club. I'm back home, seeing my family. Probably be the last time I seen them for a minute since I'm be over here for summer and for and for the fall. So I wanted to see them one last time.
All right, how about you, Rashad?
We made that journey down there to Florida. Friends, chilling. Doing activities in Florida, then going to nightlife in Daytona. Chilling on the beach. Came back on the Snapchat though. I made it back. I made my return. Made my return to the Snapchat.
So I got back to the Snapchat level. I like to hear it.
But it was a good time, good fun, interesting time up in Florida.
That's what's up. So for everybody who's watching, I mean, you guys, tune in right here on YouTube, on Rabble TV, on Spreaker, and comment. Let us know what y'all did for spring break, or if for those of you who went on spring break, and for those who haven't gone yet, let us know what you plan on doing for spring break, so we can all share our spring break stories together. But
yeah, we trying to hear the crazy wild story. The stories where you upside down on the balcony, stuff like that. We want to hear those stories.
We don't want to hear that story.
Huh?
Wow. I said I don't want to hear that story.
Why not?
That sounds kind of scary.
Hey, but if they're here to tell it though. So you know what I mean? If they
See, Colin
they came back alive.
Yeah, Colin don't want to hear about the Project X stories. Like he doesn't want to hear about those. Colin, those are the best stories though, man. When a guy. Shout out to my friend. I don't know if he wants me telling him this. I won't name drop you, bro, but he one time told me that he partied so hard that one time he woke up in the bathroom. And there was a girl in the bathroom with him, but he woke up with his trousers like on the other side of the bathroom, and then the trash can was by him, and he was like in a pile of throw up.
So he missed the trash can though. He was in
he was just
tragic.
He was just knocked out in it, and I was just like, bro, how did you take such a forceful L? And he was just like, man,
that sounded like a W to me, actually.
A W? A W?
So you'd rather hear the dude throw up and lay in his throw up, but you don't want to hear the upside down balcony story. I mean, if this dude throwing up and missed the trash can, I mean, obviously he blacked out throwing up. So I mean,
Colin, if you're face down in your own throw up, don't you think you could possibly suffocate in it?
Hey, been there, did that.
Hey, get your life together, bro.
Right, get yourself together.
We don't take L's like that. We take L's.
Hey, I hit the trash can,
but we don't take L's like that.
Get yourself together.
You hit it though.
Yeah,
but you just said you laid down in it too.
You know how pissed I'd be if somebody threw up on the side of my trash can?
Ooh,
like,
that's good.
Yeah, exactly. That's what you're pretty much telling me when you say I hit it though. I hit.
Oh no, it was my trash can though.
It don't matter whose trash can it was you missed.
That's disgusting. Either way.
Hey, forget it. Hey, get the sports, man. Get the sports, man. Get the sports.
It was my trash can, so it's okay. You had to clean it up eventually.
Nah, I had to pass the bag in there.
Oh, whatever, man. Whatever. You disgust me. For everybody watching who wants to call in, the number 757-683-4405. You want to call in and tell us your college type stories and give us your take on spring break, or even join in on our debates and our discussions for today. You can call into that number, and also tweet us at our Twitter handle KBR_sports, and where we can read your comments live during the show. And also don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel at KBR Sports, so you can see our past shows and also watch shows that we put up from today and other shows from previously. But to get into the sports talks, actually, the topics that we're going to be talking about today are going to consist of the NCAA Bracket. Actually, they just released that yesterday. There was actually a little bit of controversy with that release, actually, but we'll get a little bit into that. And then also talking about LSU and how they didn't make the NCAA tournament and how they withdrew themselves from postseason play in totality. We'll get into all that because pretty much institutes the fact that a lot of people's consensus best player in college basketball isn't going to be in the tournament. So we'll get into all that. And then also we'll get into the Oklahoma City Thunder, who lost another game Now that makes it they're 4-8 coming out of the All-Star break, and now they've lost another game after having a lead going into the fourth quarter. So we'll talk about them, and then also our individual biggest free agent splashes of the NFL free agency so far. We'll talk about all that, but so yesterday, after finally the NCAA tournament bracket was officially made, and there was a little bit of controversy with that because the tournament of the bracket was released because normally they had the tournament, the bracket show on CBS to show who all made it into the tournament and everything, what seeds everybody is, but the bracket got released early. And the NCAA is now looking into it to see how it got released early, how it got leaked, because it got posted on Twitter about an hour or so before the show. And I got an alert to my phone about it. And that's how Syracuse coach Jim Boeheim found out that they had made the tournament, because he was alerted that about the bracket being released on the internet. He was like, wait, but the show hasn't even, like, we haven't even started watching and when they started releasing each individual team, it was entirely identical to the bracket that had been released on Twitter about an hour or 2 hours beforehand. So that the NCAA is looking into that now. But guys, we look at the tournament now. You see UNC is the number 1 seed for the East. You look at Kansas being the number 1 seed for the South. The West, is it Virginia for West? Virginia's for the West, and Midwest is Oregon. So do you guys think they got it right with the seedings? And because Michigan State is number 2, is number 2 seed. And they're in the same region as Virginia, right? Yeah. So and then some people are arguing that you could argue that Michigan State should have been a number 1 or number 2.
You said
Michigan State. So some people argue they could have been the number 1 seed because some of the games they dropped earlier was when Denzel Valentine was hurt.
Yeah.
So a lot of people were upset about that, and some teams didn't even get in that were higher on RPI than some teams. Like a Monmouth didn't get in, but you see a team like Syracuse, Vanderbilt, they got in, and they were lower on the RPI scale, and it seems as though that's the scale they used to rate who was going to get into the tournament. So, y'all, let me hear y'all think. What do you guys think about this NCAA bracket? Rashad, let me hear. What do you think about it?
I'm a little hype actually that 2 teams came out the ACC at the number 1 bracket with UVA and UNC, because I love some UNC now. We did coming in, had a strong tournament, had a strong showing to get the number 1 seed. I don't agree with UVA still being the number 1 seed when they were fighting for number 1 seed. When you have someone like Michigan State who's in the same region as them, who's pretty much had a better season when fully healthy. Like you have a lot. I guess you can say, I mean, it's different because you have a strong ACC conference where you have a team that's dominating like UVA is. So, and you look at, which is actually Michigan State didn't have an easy road to to the tournament this year either. But I mean, I feel like kind of like the way the committee was going this year, they snubbed Michigan State and gave it to UVA. But I feel like it's because UVA is an ACC team that made it to the tournament championship game. When ultimately lost to UNC.
But how rare is that we see a team win its conference championship and not be picked as the number 1 seed?
See, that's what's crazy. That's what's crazy. But I mean, when you think about it, there's only 4 number 1 seeds. There is.
Yeah.
And I just I honestly don't think Oregon should have been a number 1 seed. I think it should have been more so Michigan State. I mean,
a lot of people feel the same way.
Yeah, I mean, I don't feel UVA. I mean, UVA had a good showing this year. They, like I said, they did play. They had some bad losses as well, but a lot of these top teams had bad losses. I just feel like Oregon kind of had it easier in the Pac-12 than someone like Michigan State would or UVA would.
Yeah.
So I'm just I'm looking at it like, all right, there's your number 1 seeds. I don't agree with Oregon being there. I think Michigan State should be there, but it is what it is. Now Virginia for like the 3rd straight year got to go against Michigan State to make it to the national championship, which automatically puts that as the hardest bracket.
Yeah.
I mean the hardest region, because you have Michigan State in there with Tom Izzo coaching that team, with that team being one of the most complete teams in college basketball. So I look at it like that. Now, man, this Monmouth team, man.
Monmouth can't catch a break.
Can't catch a break. Everybody knows you want to see them in there with the celebrating from the bench. That's what we want to see. We want to see that, and we can't see it this year unless you see it in the NIT.
Yeah,
but it's not the same. You want to see it on the big dance. You just want to see a 3-get shot and the camera go immediately to the bench. That's what you want to see.
And it's amazing that I'll say after.
I'll go. What you gotta say, man? What you got?
No, I'll go after. You want me to go before you?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, but the thing that amazes me is because Monmouth, I mean, you would think in a year that Louisville and SMU are banned from playing in the postseason play, that Monmouth would have got in.
So, that's what I'm saying. You would think that like you just took away two of the premier teams that make the tournament.
Yeah,
and now you add in two other teams, and then you're gonna take somebody out like that.
I look at it, and Monmouth's schedule was harder than Vanderbilt. I mean, Vanderbilt did play some tough teams, but I looked at Monmouth's schedule. I'm like, their schedule was arguably better than Vanderbilt. They went 27-7, and I'm just sitting here. I'm like,
I mean, you can even say the same for Michigan. Like, they scraped by, but I mean, did you see? I think they got a 10th seed.
Yeah,
for barely getting in. I'm like, what? Like, you give them a 10th seed?
And last night when John Calipari was on
ESPN, he was on ESPN with the committee.
Yeah, and he was saying how he just doesn't understand how pretty much that the selection process is never consistent.
It's not.
You know what I mean? Like one day we're going off of RPI, one day we're going off of BPI. What is it going to be? One day we're going off of toughest wins, and it seems like it's never consistent. Like we never have a consistent.
They don't really have a good format for choosing.
Yeah, they don't. Because I mean, honestly, if you look at the format this year, look at what Maryland played. They're 1-5 against top 25 teams.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that's huge losses, and the seed they got is a lot higher than these teams who's actually had great seasons.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna take anything away from Maryland, but at the same time, I'm just like
Maryland was number 5.
Yeah, they're like you get a number 5 seed, and you went 1-5 against them. You know what I'm saying? So,
all right,
I mean, but some of these spots just been so questionable. Like you said, the Michigan State, they went 29-5, and Virginia still got the number 1 spot. So, like y'all said, it's definitely like the way they format this and choose the teams that's going to bracket is definitely inconsistent. They don't have a real set criteria, really. I mean, they look at the RPI, but still, they didn't go by it. So it's been a very unpredictable bracket. I think it's definitely gonna turn out into a great March month, though. Definitely gonna be some great games in here.
All right, so and I have a question for you, Rashad, because of what you said. One thing you said earlier. So you think the Michigan State bracket with Virginia is the tougher bracket or a tougher region
than Kansas region?
Than the Kansas region?
Because I mean, I'm looking at Kansas region, and you have a solid UConn team. Mm-hmm. You have a strong Maryland team who technically can't play against top 25 teams. You have an Arizona team. You have a Wichita State team, which would potentially Wichita State, which is a good tournament team. You got a strong Miami. So I'm looking at a lot of good teams. That is a lot of good teams, but
Maryland hasn't played good against
top 25
teams, but they have the talent.
Yeah, they have the talent to win. But see, it kind of goes how Melo Trumbo goes. So it's like, all right, if Melo Trumbo don't perform well, then you can't really rely on nobody else. Like this the championship game, Melo Trumbo shot awful. Dude. Imagine if
it came down to
the last shot,
remember,
which he saw the shot. He 2 of it, something like that.
Yeah.
And then the last shot he threw up an awful layup. I mean, double clutch layup instead of just going into the contact. I mean, I understand because in a late game like that, on the last shot, you're not really gonna expect the ref to call a foul. But
for me, it's that region seems so difficult. You got them.
We got Villanova. You got Villanova too.
Region. But it's so many tough teams because there's a lot. If we're talking about how they go, how Melo Trumbo goes, Michigan State normally goes how Denzel Valentine goes. Oklahoma goes how Buddy Hield goes.
Yeah, but
how Kentucky goes, how Tyler
Ulis go. See, it's a guard oriented tournament this year.
You know what I'm saying? UNC, when Marcus Page plays great or even good basketball, UNC is unbeatable. When he plays good basketball because their bigs always show up. Bryce Johnson always show up. Joel Berry's plays his game. UVA, their guards normally play.
Yeah, if Brogdon and Prentice.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They show up. And what did Michael Brod? What's his name?
Malcolm Brogdon.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? If like players like that show up, their teams normally always play well. But normally those are players you got to worry about stopping. So when they get stopped, like Melo, because now everybody's just focused in on Melo Trumbo to an extreme degree, and he hasn't shot it considerably well. But these are shots he was hitting earlier in the season. Now he's shooting off. So I look at it, I'm just like, man, talent-wise. But the weird thing about that region is, to me, why is Kansas in the South if they were the number 1 overall seed? Why did they have to travel? Because Chicago is right there.
Yeah.
For Kansas. True. So why did they have to travel so far for their to play in their region? I didn't understand that. Like, why didn't they switch places with either UNC or Virginia, and they had to travel all the way to the South to play? I don't understand how they worked that. I don't know if they were.
See, I don't think they really like
one of those things.
kind of care where you play at, because I mean, as long as you're number one, honestly, that's what I want to know the answer to. I want to know how they pick the bracket.
Because
like,
Bill Self was on this morning. He said he never got an explanation for it.
Yeah.
Mike. I was watching to see if he got. They told him a reason.
I mean, but think about it, that's a longer trip to where you got to play. You know, they can be tired.
You lose practice time and all that stuff. But I don't think the committee really cares.
I mean, of course.
And they feel like, well, you got the number one seed, be grateful for it.
Yeah, that's true. Exactly. But I saw that Joe Lunardi has said something about the lines of this was to kind of make up for Michigan State getting the number 2 seed, because now Michigan State doesn't have to travel that far, and they get a more friendly region and way to get to the championship. So they give Michigan State, and Michigan State's travel isn't as bad as Kansas's. So, and then also they said that in a sense they kind of were picking the matchups, because they said if UNC had been in that region instead, it would have ended up in a UNC Villanova matchup rather than a Kansas Villanova or wherever have you matchup. So that's the reason why they kind of skewed it in that way. But
so I mean, out most of these teams possibilities making it to the
making it to the Sweet 16.
Yeah,
you know,
I mean, in a sense where they got it set up, I mean, you still see great matchups coming in the Sweet 16 Elite 8 area, but you just don't like some of the matchups you expected to see. You're not seeing. Like one big matchup, I honestly think I should have saw was VCU Texas with Shaka Smart. That's and they have. I mean, they have a chance to play. They have a chance to play in the. I want to say all right. So in the round of 32, if Texas beat Texas A&M, that's what I have actually going around 32. That means VCU got to beat Oklahoma for them to meet in the Sweet 16. I mean, Sweet 16. So you could have had them earlier and stuff like that. It's just like matchups you see that potentially could have been if a 1 seed change or the way a team played. Like Texas, I feel like they finally did Texas justice by giving them a 6 seed, because Texas had it rough all season. I mean, they had great wins. But they just been under the committee. They just been like robbed every year. I mean, every week when in the top 8 peoples. So I mean, I'm looking at it like I don't know, but I mean, I'm looking like. But after you said that, I'm looking at the region. But they just been for Michigan States and UVA's, and looking at it like you have a Purdue team, you have Iowa State's kind of like shaky, so I can't really. And you have a good disciplined Syracuse team, but I mean they barely made it too. But that's still a good disciplined team that you can't sleep on. And then you have a stingy Seton Hall team, which wasn't even ranked when they should have been.
See, and then this makes the question so much harder. Where is the upset?
Honestly, I don't.
You know, I saw some people picking Duke to lose to UNC Wilmington.
I saw that too, and I was like, you're telling me that UNC Wilmington gonna want it more? Like that's what I kept hearing. Well, the reason Duke's gonna lose because UNC Wilmington's gonna want it more
because they hungry.
And I'm like, I mean, when you're playing somebody against Grayson Allen that isn't a premier team. Yeah, Grayson Allen's about to cook.
Pretty much. Only problem with Duke to me is just their depth.
Yeah, they don't have it really. Like after the starting 5, honestly, you're looking at who can guarantee to get you points.
The injuries are just too much for Duke. I mean, so if y'all looked at the bracket right now, where do y'all see where would you put your money on a possible upset if you had to pick one?
In the round of 64.
Yeah,
Hawaii and California.
So Hawaii and California.
Man,
right there.
Because that Hawaii team is nice for a team that almost beat Texas A&M. I think they played Oklahoma in a tournament at the beginning of the season, almost won that game. Like they're a tough, stingy team. And you think about two of those losses are two of the top, I guess you'd say 2 of the top seeded teams.
Yeah.
And both games came down to like last second shots, overtime type stuff. So I'm saying that Hawaii team, like they're underseeded.
Okay.
And I see that's where one of the upsets is going to be.
All right. What about you, Khalid?
Definitely Michigan State. I feel like that they should have definitely took the number 1 spot for the Midwest. But they even had more wins over over Virginia Tech. It's just been such controversy having Michigan State at number 2, and then like you said earlier, the fact that they put them there so that it gives them the benefit of doubt for being number 2. But then if that's the case, you should have just put them in the number 1 spot. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, but where's the upset?
They should just be. I just feel like they should be out. They should be at that 1 spot.
Okay, so if I had to pick an upset, I'd probably say Gonzaga over, because we were just talking about Seton Hall.
Yeah.
And I feel like people just don't be watching Gonzaga, man.
I mean,
Gonzaga is dangerous, bro.
They
Gonzaga
are dangerous, but
like, bro, when Gonzaga is on, I be loving to watch me some Gonzaga. Like, I be pulling up some Gonzaga games on my phone.
I don't know, man.
I be seeing, I be like, oh,
I don't know, man.
Gonzaga, I'm telling you, man, Gonzaga make it interesting. Seton Hall from ball though, but Gonzaga make it interesting.
That's a team. That's a team that can bang in the post, that can run, can press. It's like a miniature version of like a West Virginia type team, and it's crazy. Like that's gonna be a good game.
I'd love to have some West Virginia endurance, man. West Virginia endurance. Man.
They'll press you whole game.
It don't make no sense. West Virginia's endurance, I can't imagine their run sessions. Imagine when they lose.
Oh,
it's
man.
just the running you got to do. What you? Oh goodness, I just can't even fathom it.
Let me see if I think.
Oh no.
Ghost of Lombardi commented. He said, "Haven't even looked at the brackets yet. Are my Badgers going to get smoked in the first round?" Man, hey, man, hey, look,
man.
I don't think so. Like, because let me see who they're playing. They're playing Pitt, and I actually have them beating Pitt. But see, Pitt is a stingy ACC team.
You want to talk about upsets? Looky here, Ghost of Lombardi. Y'all in trouble because the Pittsburgh coming to roll through and coming to get a W. All right.
Oh no, hey,
bro, I'm telling you. Hold on a second. I love watching some Pittsburgh. I know why? Because Pittsburgh is cold. The team is an embodiment of the city. They just come through and they just grit and grind and they play rough and tumble. That's what I like about Pittsburgh. I like me some Pittsburgh just because of that reason. You want to talk about steal some cold iron, Wisconsin, bring your Badgers. They about to come and start grinding up some gears.
It'll be cold.
Bruh, come on. Hey, I mean, I'm all for the ACC teams and stuff. I'm all for that stuff. You know, I love me some.
Go somebody's like, no.
hey, don't worry. Hey, I got faith in Wisconsin, man, because that's a nice discipline. You know, team full of seniors. You know what I'm saying? This is the same. I mean, they lost two of the best players.
You lost Frank the Tank.
You did.
And
Sam.
And Sam Decker.
But I mean, Conan's been playing well, man. I mean, the whole team honestly has been playing well. So I'm looking at that team like they have a chance.
Bro, but some Pittsburgh.
I mean,
see how they played in the you see how they played in the ACC?
Yeah, they did. But I mean, they lost to us. But
they did lose and arguably the best team in college basketball.
They did.
Exactly.
They did.
That's my point.
But
and they played y'all. They played y'all rather.
They played us. Yeah, they played us.
Y'all rather well. I mean.
But see, that's the thing. They need to show up. Like, I mean, if you
think they're gonna show up,
I think they're gonna show up. But Wisconsin is a disciplined team. I mean, they're seeded 7 for a reason.
They are.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm looking at it like, okay, so even if Pitt or Wisconsin, whoever wins that game, they're not beating Xavier next week or the next game. they're not beating Xavier. So
Ghost of Lombardi, he pretty much said y'all either gonna end it. Y'all
the first one, first.
You know what, Ghost of Lombardi? You know what? Hey, look, I appreciate you tuning in. I'll pick y'all to win.
Oh, you just said just made a strong case.
I did make a strong case for Pittsburgh.
Come on.
But you know what? I want to give my man some. Actually, you know what? Rashad gave you love. No, F that. Pittsburgh all the way. Pittsburgh, I got faith in you. Don't make me look bad on Wednesday. Or next week when we come up in here, don't make me look bad, Pitt. Okay? I just put my goose in all my eggs in one basket here. But for real, the upset I'm picking is Gonzaga. Gonzaga's gonna, I got that being the upset. Because I feel like not enough people give Gonzaga love, and
I really don't see that many upsets. I mean, do you want to consider Iowa and Temple 7 and 10?
But see, Iowa and Temple.
I don't really.
They're so close.
They got misseeded as
I feel like
well.
that's the same thing with the VCU and
VCU and
that's just
and Oregon State.
Yeah,
I feel like they should have been switched. Honestly,
that's the same thing with the VC Oregon State matchup. I feel like that's. I don't know if I could Gonzaga game. I feel like that can be a bigger upset because that's because of the fact that Gonzaga hasn't even gotten that much talk this whole entire season. I think about how much we talked about Gonzaga 2 years ago. 2 years ago, even last year, how much we talked about Gonzaga. This year is like all the talk has been about Oklahoma, Kansas.
I'm waiting for somebody.
UNC, Michigan State, and who else? There's another team I'm thinking of.
North Carolina.
I already said UNC.
Yes.
Well, people have been, but nobody's really talking about Kentucky because Kentucky hasn't been.
Kentucky's been on that slight drop, big time, early in the season. And then I remember Providence had a big talk about Chris Dunn, how great he is, and then they hit that drought.
Man, talk about.
But hey, watch out for them.
Oh, man. Ghost Lombardi said yes at work. I just swayed him.
But
if you're talking about Rashad, yes, you did swing.
No,
but me, I will not be deterred. I will not be swayed.
Pittsburgh all
the way.
I'm waiting for the person to pick Austin Peay over Kansas.
Man,
that's all I'm waiting for.
I'm waiting for somebody to pick Hampton over Virginia. I never get how Hampton got worked last year by Kentucky. That was you were talking about comedy TV now.
And the sad part about it too. It was the same day as the concert.
It was. It was.
Everybody wanted to go to the Chris Brown concert. It was like,
man,
I gotta miss this to go to this game to see us get worked by Kentucky.
Yeah, well,
man, I'm right here at home, right here at the concert.
Man, you see,
hey,
man,
we were there.
Yeah, we were there.
We made the right decision. I watched Kentucky.
Man. I'm watching on Kentucky versus Hampton. What are you talking about? I was gonna watch that game.
Oh, come on.
I picked that game. Man, they destroyed them. Everybody in Kentucky was about 6'4" and higher. You got some of these Hampton guys, my height kind of play against the Harrison twins and Carson. Come on, it wasn't even fair. Honestly, I give Hampton credit because you guys showed up. You guys showed up. I give you credit. You know what? You were on the absentee ballot. You know what? You were there. You showed up. You played.
Y'all there? Hey, y'all thought y'all had a chance.
I mean, first half they were balling.
First half was straight.
The only problem is there's a second half, and you know what? When
a lot of things happen in the second half.
A lot of things like 30-point blowout. But we could talk about this forever, guys. I mean, there's a lot of things. That's the only thing. When NCAA, that's the only crazy thing about March Madness. You could dedicate a whole show to March Madness. We could use up 30 minutes talking about the NCAA brackets. Like,
could have kept going. Could have talked about the whole bracket.
Could talk about the whole selection process.
Because I was ready. I wanted y'all to know who I picked to win.
Oh man, so we gotta save that because it
starts Thursday.
Yeah, we could do it on Wednesday. But then on Wednesday we gotta talk about who the best player in college basketball is.
I mean, that should still be unanimous.
Man, hey.
Potential wise.
Some people are gonna say Buddy. Some people are gonna say Denzel. We'll get into that on Wednesday. But
let's talk about this other person who they think.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
But going on to the next topic.